arguments, but the argument always was, we're not rich enough, we can't do it, we don't have enough finances. At the beginning, when you started Yes Cymru, did you have people coming up with the same argument, saying we're not rich enough?
Yeah, we have this argument.
Able.
Yeah, we have this argument all the time, and we try and give the counter argument. I'll say a few things to that, because it is the big thing, and it's obviously what you raise and other people raise as well, and you'd expect that. As we say in Welsh, do weather gan yw'r geiniog. So, people obviously worry, but at the end of the day, how much does it cost? I was struck during the Scottish independence debate that people were coming up with this argument, and I think this is absolutely mad. Scotland is sitting on literally thousands of barrels of oil. Even discard that, this is a very rich country, and people still say, oh, I'm not so sure Scotland can be independent. These are the same people who would say that Kuwait couldn't be independent, or Norway couldn't be independent. I mean, to some extent, I think this argument is almost something, I think to some people, not everyone, but I think to some people it's a way of saying, I don't really want to think about it. And it's too difficult for me to think about. I don't want to think about it now. And it's a way of saying politely to someone, I don't want to engage this argument. And that's fine. And I understand people don't want to. But I was struck when people saying in Scotland, Scotland can't become independent, even though they have the oil, even though they have the offshore energy, even though whiskey is a huge contributor to UK GDP. Then you have hydroelectricity and stuff. This is mad. I mean, this argument would come up literally if Kuwait wanted to become independent. So I think to some extent, part of that argument isn't even almost about economics. There is an argument then for Wales, because we don't have the oil. Though I'm sure if we did have oil in the Celtic Sea, people would turn around and say we can't afford it, or price of oil would go down. Wales is a very rich country. We have 15%, 15% of the whole of Europe's tidal power. This is actually huge. We have huge resources into wind power. That outside from the coast of Frail, you can see the wind turbines. We have untapped energy in terms of tidal power, in terms of also hydroelectricity once you go down that route, and other natural forms of energy. We also have the benefit of a small population and quite rural, sparsely populated. So that means we actually export anything we produce. By where you are in Llanelwy, in St Asaph, as one of the world's most important optical companies. And these are world-leading companies. So almost everything Wales produces is exported, if you like. So it all clocks up into the balance account. There is at the moment a difference between how much we spend and how much we get in. So that's something we deal with. But this is something any country would deal with. And we've seen this now with COVID. The British state, the day after Brexit, the Bank of England pumped in £250 billion because the pound sterling was collapsing. We're now adding more to the debt because of people, and actually I agree with this, paying people, because there's no work or work is difficult, they go into stump up. The UK's debt is £1.3 trillion, but no one says the UK can't afford independence. So independent Wales would, as any other country or any business, say, look, this is our plan, and we could raise bonds, which countries do all the time, and I think a Welsh bond, and that's something some people in the Assembly have also, in the Senate, have started discussing as well, to raise money now when you pay back over 100 years or 50 years, and you can also raise other money from the market. So I think the shortfall there would be got by an element of borrowing, which is the UK does already, and then paying that back. And I think the economic future for it is a very strong one. As I say, we have huge natural resources. We have a strong, at the moment, farming industry. So we export not only dairy and meat products, but also things like potatoes and other staple products. And we have 7 universities where most of the students are coming from outside Wales. So these again employ coming into the tourist industry. And there are other ways we could be looking at our own situations, okay, how we can, with independence, level taxation to get the money from things we want and not pay for things we want. People in Wales are now paying towards 100 billion, which is more than what the government is paying in terms of policy about keeping people in employment at the moment. 100 billion towards HS2. This isn't even coming into Wales, and it's to make the journey to London 20 minutes quicker. You know, to me, that's a total waste of money. There's a need to invest in rail across the UK. HS2 to me isn't the answer. I mean, people now, we've seen this with COVID, people are working from home. We're having this interview on the internet, and do we really need to spend that huge amount of money just to become to get some 20 minutes quicker? But we're giving into that, and that's £100 billion. And with Barnett formula, we should be getting 5% of that. That'd be like £5 billion, which would transform rail or infrastructure in Wales. You know, with independence, we wouldn't be contributing to that. We wouldn't be contributing to Crossrail in London, which is huge. I think it's 20 billion, which is how much that was. We're contributing towards Trident, which over its lifetime is about £200 billion. I can't quite see how Trident's helped us against COVID or any other threat. So we're giving money towards things which don't really benefit people in Wales, I don't think. And so there's a saving there in terms of any short-term shortfall. Then that could be done through either borrowing or raising bonds.